All right. Good morning and welcome to a Coach's Corner. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what sport you coach here at university?
This is David Sisk. I'm the head varsity girls soccer coach here at university.
All right. And how long have you coached that sport here at university?
Just completed my fifth year, going into my sixth year.
Okay. And how many total years do you have coaching soccer?
Uh, Going on my 15th year.
15 years. All right. And what other places have you coached soccer at?
I started coaching at the Y way back in 2005. Then moved into the city of DeBerry when I moved to DeBerry. Um, and then I started coaching at Deltona Youth Soccer Club. Started coaching club teams over there, and then later a select team, which was a tournament team. Coached that for a couple years, and until I came to university. And once I came to university, it's all been about my Lady Titans.
Right. As we like to say, it's all about the you from there on out, right?
You.
There you go. And have you coached any other sports, or has it all been soccer?
I was born and raised in Miami, so when I moved up here, prior to moving up here, I coached football, American football, and
Okay.
my son got me into soccer. I walked into uh, always loved watching it. I think between American football and soccer, there's a lot of similarities as far as plays and movement on the field to make other things happen. And so I sort of fell in love with it, but at the same time was my son is really which played at university as well and currently plays in college. He decided he wanted to play, and I was traveling for work. I came back and walked into the Y to find out if at 5 years old or 6 years old, whatever he was at the time, if they needed shin guards and cleats or did they play in the gym. I had no idea, and next thing you know, I walk out being a coach because the athletic director was an ex-FSU football player, and we hit it off, and I basically I got my a lot of different licenses and things over the years, and I fell in love with the sport, and so it's an honor to be the girls coach.
Okay. And you said you grew up in Miami. As both as a youngster and then later on in high school, what sports and extracurricular type things were you involved with as a kid?
Well, I played American football for almost 15 years. I started when I was 5, played into the beginning years of college. Uh, that track, a little bit of wrestling up through 10th grade, but wrestling coach wanted me to cut weight, and football coach wanted me to put on weight. So had to pick which one I wanted to go with, and football was always my passion. I come from a big football family, and so football was my main sport. Did track through the discus, ran the 440, even though I don't look like I was on the relay team, even though I don't look like I could run relays today, but was definitely in great shape back then, and was on the relay team and through discus.
Okay. And just in case someone's watching this that may not know why, can you explain why you keep saying American football?
Because in other countries they call soccer, football. It's not the same here as in the States. So I like to put the clarity there. When people ask me, I don't want them thinking I played soccer since I was 5 years old, because I want to make sure that I have the clarity there on and the transparency of what I played when I was a young man.
Right, right. I know that there was another coach's corner I did with another coach, and someone asked, "Well, what was I can't remember the phrase, but what was this phrase that they kept using?" So I've had that in the back of my head, so I just figured I'd have you clear that up. Um, and let's see, and you mentioned college. What college did you go to?
I went to a college up in North Carolina called Lees McRae.
Okay,
It's at the
and
base.
you and you played and you played a couple years up there. Is that what you said?
I played my first year and then I tore my knee up, and that was end of football.
That was it, huh? That'll do it. That'll do it. Let's see. And what's one thing that you hope that your athletes get from being on a Coach David Sisk coached team?
Well, the one thing that I really place focus on, it's not about winning and losing. It's about how we work together as a team. So really taking away the team concept of what we can accomplish when we rely on one another. In life, you know, we can't just be by ourselves. We need the help of others, and we need to learn when to ask for help, and also that unity of being able to work together to accomplish a goal. And
Right.
so that's really what I always push every year is just really working together, and it's all about the team, and whether they're walking the halls out in the community, not only are they a Titan, but they're a Lady Titan, and they I always tell them you always have to protect the little guy also, and little guy is not someone that's always smaller than you. Okay, so is just leading by example, and again, the unity of being a team and what that's all about, and and if they do and they give 100% effort at practice and in games, and they truly buy into the team concept, they will accomplish great things.
Okay. And what's the best part of working at university?
The kids, my Lady Titans. I love the school. Like I said, I'm from Miami. My middle brother was middle linebacker for University of Miami when they won their first national championship. So
Oh,
again, I
cool.
held up the U sign. So being at the university is pretty cool because it's all about the U. And but it's really the Lady Titans and being able to to help mold their future, and you know it's again, like I said earlier, it's just an honor to be their coach.
Right, right. And to your athletes or the parents of your athletes or whoever might be watching this video, um, what would you like to say to them in this unique time that we're going through right now?
I'd like to say number one is please stay healthy, stay safe. We're all thinking about you. We're here for you. So don't again, like I said earlier, it's about teamwork. We're all here for you. We're here for your kids. And if you need anything, definitely reach out. And ultimately, I'd like to say thank you. Whether I coached your kid in the past or I'm coaching your kid currently, or maybe freshman to come, thank you for the opportunity to be able to coach your kid.
And thinking about it while we've been doing this conversation, what we're going through right now, this pandemic, there's, I like to say that sports helps prepare you for the future. And I know that this past season, you guys had a multitude of injuries, and season ending injuries, to some of your more experienced players. And there could definitely be a correlation between your season and the pandemic that we're going through right now. Um, your your Lady Titans and what they had to go through this past season, and the emotional and mental struggle that they had to endure every day, and particularly those seniors right now and what they're having to go through every day. Um, that's just, to me, that's definitely a correlation of, they're not having, or they're not getting a chance to go through their traditional prom or their traditional graduation or stuff like that. that was expected, just like the things that I know myself, I expected the Lady Titans to go through this past soccer season. So, I mean, that's just, like I said, it just kind of dawned on me while we were talking that, again, sports does prepare you for life. So
So true.
it's, yeah, and that's all sports, prepare you for life. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And it was a tough year, and it continues to be a tough year. But we just got to continue to keep showing up and do the things we need to do. And like I said earlier, we're a team, so rely on one another, and we'll make it through this.
Right, right. Now here's the hard question. If you could have dinner with any four people, dead or alive, who would they be and
Wow,
why?
wow, dead or alive. Um, any four people. Wow, you're putting me on the spot, Weaver. Well, I'm a Dan Marino fan, so I definitely have to have dinner with Dan Marino. Um, I think Ronald Reagan, Dan Marino, um, Jimmy Buffett. I'm,
Okay.
I'm a Jimmy fan, and my grandmother. It's no longer with us, unfortunately.
Awesome.
Loved
Awesome.
it.
That would be a great dinner.
Yeah,
That would definitely be a great dinner. Um, well, is there anything that we didn't cover that you'd like to say to folks?
I just like to thank the entire Titan community, and let's tighten up and keep doing our thing. And before we know it, we'll be back to normalcy. And I'm excited for that, and can't wait for that day to happen.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, Coach, I look forward to seeing you back on campus. And until then, thank you for your time, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.